This is another day of the Secret Garden step-by-step tutorial. This time I did do some homework, so maybe you did that too. I added some very light shades of blue to the background because there were some areas that had almost no color yet. There are still some areas that need more color, especially over here. I added color to more flowers, to the yellow flowers here and the top also. And I added shadows on this flower and this one. And there's one I need to do still, so I will do that now. Maybe it helps you to see me do it again. Adding shadows to your drawings always takes a little bit of calculation, because you have to keep in mind where you think the light is coming from and how does the subject cast its shadow. Where will that shadow be? So that can be pretty complicated. And in this case, I let the sunlight come from this direction, and it will hit this little thing. It is still a thing to me. I still don't know what it is called. So it will hit this thing, and then the shadow will be placed somewhere over here. And it is not very close to this because I want these things to be away from the petals. So if these things would be just a millimeter from the petals, then the shadow would be very close over here. But I'll show you that in another tutorial. Now on each of these yellow dots, the sun comes in the same from the same direction. So in this case, the shadow will always be below the yellow dot and a little bit to the right. Now in this case, the shadow will be in the blue. The shadow will not be on the petal. Maybe it has a very small. So now I do this with a pencil with a very sharp point, because I want to make tiny dots. And now these things, these lines, will cast a shade as well. So I will start here where this line starts, and then I will do this. So that is not good. This one belongs to this yellow blob, so it belongs to this line. So this goes like this. So well, the sun is shining right now, but we have partly clouded weather with a lot of wind, so If you see the colors change, then that is because a cloud is floating by. Now I will add some more blue to the background because there are some areas that need some more color. And I will use a sky blue from the Polychroma series. And here near the flower there are some areas that have very little color. Now the color I am using is lighter than the color that is already there. So I do not always go from light to dark. This time I go from dark to a little bit lighter, and I can do that because of that light touch that I use. Now you won't see the color become lighter, it is just brightening it. I think it looks a bit brighter now that I add this lighter blue. I'm sitting in my drawing office right now. The room that I am right now is a multifunctional room. It was supposed to be a guest room. And it can be used for that, but we currently use it as a laundry room and storage for my enormous amount of drawing, coloring and painting equipment. And last year I bought some furniture with the white table, and I'm sitting on at the table right now. It's next to the window. And it's a lovely spot to be while coloring. There the sun is back again. Here is an area that needs some more color because there is hardly any color in the background. Now over here, the transition between the more intense blue and this lighter area is not so smooth, so I will use the same sky blue pencil to make the transition a little bit smoother. When making smooth transitions, it can polychromos pencils really have a are very handy, because you can smooth things out with your finger. So that is why I'm now choosing for a polychromos pencil. Now I'm having some troubles with my phone. I am recording this with my phone, but I think I will have to use another device, because my phone is complaining that it is too hot in the sun. The sun is shining now, and I love it, the warmth of the sun, but my phone is telling me that it cannot record videos when it is overheated. So now I am using one arm to cast a shade on my phone. Hopefully it won't stop recording now. So let's take a look from, let's take a step back. Okay, I need to do some more work on the blending and smoothing out, but this is going to work. I will now add some more color to some leaves, and I would like to start with these. There's a little bit of orange in them, and there is, well, there are two types of green in it now. First I will add this one, Luminance, and this is called the olive yellow, number 15 it says. So this is a new pencil. I bought it last week. And I choose this one because it makes a beautiful transition between the light orange, dark yellow and the green. It is a very light pencil, that is for sure. Soft, that is what I mean. It is a light green also, but it is a very soft pencil. Okay, now I will add another color, and that will be this one, Polychromos Permanent Green. This is one of my favorite greens because it mixes so good. I will not cover the complete leaf with this, just here and there. You can sometimes see a shadow in the left corner of the video, but that is my hand covering my phone from direct sunlight. So here is what happens. This happens to me all the time. I do one leaf, and then in the second leaf I find my way with it. So now I go back and try to do that here as well. Just scribbling. I'll do that here too. No two leaves are the same, so you can do different things on different leaves. And now I will go back to a yellowish color. This one, dark chrome yellow. I don't know if this is the same color I used earlier on this leaf, but that really doesn't matter. Just adding. Now when you are coloring in direct sunlight, I think you will notice that your pencils become softer. The wax and oil in your pencils become warmer, and actually I like the effect of it. Let's add a little bit of green gold, just a little bit. I should sharpen this point, but I am a little bit lazy. And now it is time for some darker colors, and I'm using this chromium green opaque. And this is a color that in Dutch we would call, translated, we would call it army green. It looks a bit like that. I sharpened it. Now at this point I'm not really thinking about what I want to do with this color. To me it feels like the pencil is telling me what needs to be done. Now that sounds a bit crazy. But it seems like the creative process just works that way, that the less you think about it, the better the results will be. So here I am again. This is a video with some problems because my phone quit. It didn't want to record anything unless it would be out of the sun. So I waited, and now there are more clouds, and I don't expect any more direct sunlight on my phone. So I am going to record my future videos in another way, with a camera, or not with my phone anymore, at least not when there's a beautiful sun shining. So let's do some more work on the leaves. I've been working here, and I'd like to do that over here too. Let me show you what I did. So here I have green gold, and I will add this color just randomly. I have been coloring while my phone was cooling down. So I will now try to do exactly what I did about an hour ago. So I did some coloring, and I watched Planet Earth. Maybe you've heard about it. Beautiful documentary series by the BBC. That is such a beautiful series. Here we go for the luminance. Olive yellow, yes. Number 15. Just a couple of days ago I decided to reorganize my pencil bag. I have a Derwent carry-all bag, very nice bag, and I used to keep my pencils in a way that all the brands were, so I had all the polychromos pencils together, all the Browntail pencils together. But with coloring this particular page, I am using all the pencils that I have, and I found that it is much more easier to categorize the pencils not on pencil brand but on color. So I will make a little video in which I will show you what my carry-all bag looks like right now. Let's see, I want a lighter green. Let's do this one. It's also the luminance. What does it say? Spring green. Yes. This is the lightest green that I have now. I have a very light green in my Bruinzeel set, but this one is even lighter. And now I will add a touch of a darker color. Let's see, not this one, but this one, permanent green. And I'll scribble it in the leaf. So sometimes I come at a point that I'm not sure where I should go with the coloring, and when that happens I stop coloring, I leave the painting or the drawing for a couple of days untouched, and then I'll go back to it, and most of the time I immediately see what needs to be done. I never continue coloring if there's not that feeling of, yeah, how would you call that? It's not intuition, it's not instinct, but it's just a feeling that you're in a flow. You're picking the right colors. This one, chromium green opaque. I don't know if you can hear it, but there are birds singing. Let's see if I can open the window. It's not all. That is my favorite one. Yeah. It's some sort of sparrow. And literally translated from Dutch, it is called the hedge sparrow. The other one you are hearing, beep 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 beep, that's the great tit. And the background noise you hear, you may hear that buzzing tone. That is the freeway. It's about well, less than a mile from here. So look, the sun is back. You can see that the sun isn't that strong anymore. So I hope my phone will not freak out. Okay, I'm now looking at these yellow flowers. They need more color, that's for sure. And I think they should be yellow, but I'm not so sure what kind of yellow. So I think I will leave them for the next episode. And I also need to think about all those butterflies. I'm not sure how I would like to color them. But let's have one last look. So, and then I hope I see you in the next episode. Bye bye.